One of the fascinating things in fly fishing trout streams is learning that the majority of trout in a stream are found in a relatively low percentage of the water in that trout stream. The old 80-20 rule is a solid rule. 80% of trout in a stream will be found in 20% of the water. When you look at a run like this one, you might immediately think of just how amazing it looks. Look at all that structure, that depth, those rocks. But when you consider flow, temperature, dissolved oxygen, the not quite deep enough depth to feel safe from predation, this nearly 200 yards of rainbow trout river quickly shrinks to less than 40 yards of available habitat to house trout. Let's dive in and give this long run a close look and fish it to see where the fish are.
These are the spots, eh?
Oh, they really are, you know. And you.
If not right now, this evening on the way back.
Yeah, the rises, right? Like just.
Yeah, those cruising flat.
Good.
So we've got the blessing of a bit of wind and a bit of murky water. And while you go, how's that a blessing? Well, the fish aren't going to see us up here. Not from, what is that? Probably 15 yards, 20 yards back from the structure. I know that up there is going to be the best water. Hands down, that's the best water. There might be some fish in amongst these rocks here, so that's where I'm going to start. We shot the time lapse, and as we shot the time lapse, this is all kind of sandy, and this used to be actually my favorite part of this run. But last year's high water reshuffled everything and put a whole bunch of silt and sand in the run, covered up my favorite boulders. Amelia used to be over there. This used to be about shoulder deep water. I bet you I could walk across there and barely get the bottom of my pack wet right now. So, but I do know that there's some nice rocks there. And then as I walk up, I'm probably just going to skirt these rocks, look out, smudge, look for smudges, not counting on seeing a lot anymore for, unfortunately. And then obviously that's the honey hole right up there. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see a few fish up in there. So I'm just going to get down and I'm going to keep both rods, Amelia's and mine. And mine's hooked up with, mine's hooked up with the nymphs. Amelia's got a dry dropper. My nymphs, shocker, hare's ear coppertail, hare's ear pearltail, and hers is a polywing stimulator, kind of a gray wing with some legs. And what's that? I see a pheasant tail with copper, a pheasant tail with copper flash instead of pheasant tail. So real basic stuff. So let's get down and see what happens. And I'm just going to work my way through this. I'm really interested in this stuff here. That said, they could easily be right in front of me, but they have to be right in this bucket because, there's only so much holding water in this run anymore. Tick off that, just off the top there of those rocks. I'm not real confident in this stuff right here. It's not a have to kind of a place. It's not even a, geez, the fish want to kind of a place. This used to be so good right in here. And not seeing movement, not seeing any action, but you got to fish it anyway, right? Come in right up there, come into these rocks. A few Sally stones kicking around. Right in these rocks. I'm just on the top of them. So my depth is almost borderline perfect as I'm just ticking those rocks as I'm coming through there. I'm not real confident about this water. Yeah, so right now I'm here and you go, hey, you're pretty close to the water. Yeah, but I'd see a fish, right? If you wait for that wind not to put all sorts of waves. I'm on enough of a shelf here that I can just stand up and look. And I'm really looking for 16-inch fish or better. And I'm pretty sure that I was going to see them if they're here. And again, with these with these rocks in through here, yeah, they could be here, but there's enough sun that I should be able to see their shadows. And I'm not seeing any shadows that create smudges underneath the torpedo shape of the fish. So if you're going, why aren't you fishing? Well, because I'm targeting. I'm just being purposeful in my world. And we'll get there. I mean, obviously this stuff up here is going to have strong potential. And that's where I'm going. There are some bugs on the surface. Not enough to get fish up, but there's some PMDs hatching and a Sally. So I'm just going to go deeper by a foot or two. There's actually a lot of bugs on the water. Yeah. Because I'm definitely deep enough with those 2 tungstens. There's a little guy. Probably a whitey at that, maybe. No, a little rainbow. Haha, I love those. Strong little buggers, eh? Real nice little fish. Come on now. Here we go. Bring them around this rock. Get them behind this little back eddy here on this rock. There we go.
Awesome.
Wicked. I just love this run. Just full of rock. Perfect chop. Perfect depth. It's not easy, hey, because
No.
it looks smudgy there, but it also looks smudgy there.
Yes.
Yeah, from that big rock there. I want to say that there's, okay, that one down there had to be a fish. It's gone. It just surfed. Did it surf over?
Well, this right here is moving. You see this,
So
this inside boulder, this round inside
right here,
boulder?
right here?
No, that one. Right out there.
In the middle?
Yeah, in the middle. Just
Oh.
to the right of it is where I was seeing one that looked like it was doing this.
Okay.
Definitely moving left, right.
Okay, so I'm gonna work this really nice bit of seamy water right off this shelf here. Again, every shelf has got to have fish. What I like about the indicator is that you have a chance to look while your peripheral is on that bright green, you know? Just gonna work this seam line in here. Gotta be a good fish along that trough. Has to be. Not seeing any movement though, that's the crazy thing. Gorgeous piece of water. Ah, good fish. What's that? Yeah. There we go. Had to be guy in there, eh? Had to be. Yeah, I'm happy about that. See if I can get around that rock down there. Looks good. Haha. Wicked. You ready? Okay. Wicked. Ah, that was fun. There had to be something good right in that seam. What a gorgeous little piece of water. So I'm just going to keep going back in here. And what I know about rainbows is, well, they dance around. So just because I caught that one there, already fished through, I'm just going to have to work that again in case another fish is cycled in and settled up right in here. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to fish this inside seam again and put it right in there. I'm not too deep. I'm counting these fish being a little bit active. I've seen a few PMDs, mahogany duns, definitely Sally stones all over the place. No. So I don't have to be like 5-6 feet down. I can just get away with being, 2-4 feet down. Active fish, actively nymphing, and definitely, see there goes a couple more PMDs there. And I can just feed this down. Feed it down. Oh, that was the top of those rocks. I love that. When you got just that perfect depth that you're just skimming the top of the rocks. Nothing's cooler than that. That's top of the rocks again. So I'm right into this money house here, right into this amazing, gorgeous seam water. Just coming through that stuff. So my coppertail, clear pearl tail, all that stuff can definitely be any of the food items that they're floating past here. Still waiting to see a rise, hey? right along that stuff. Just stunning, stunning drift water. Right in through there. There we go, little guy. They gotta just be stacked nosed into that seam over there. They just have to be. I think he took the copper. That's 2 in a row on the copper tail again. I mean, that's no surprise the way it's been going this year. Here, New Zealand, Patagonia. Such a genius bit of fly tying. Take a hare's ear and add some copper. No, and a poorly tied hare's ear at that. Why? Because it's mine. Okay, well, I think the moral of the story is just keep feeding that pocket, hey? Just a little reach, a little man, fix the glasses. Just try to get that drift in there, right through those rocks, and watch the little troll doll head just go blink. Again, I'm trying to keep this simple for the video's sake, but this is exactly where check nymphing, tight line, all that stuff would just absolutely fly with fish. I'm sure there's a couple of smudges in here that I was looking at, so just gonna have to get a bit better with depth and reach mending. Just right through that stuff, you know? I don't want to go too deep, but I want to be able to reach what I'm looking at with good mending and good casting. Oh yeah, on the drag nymphs, just like that. And that's amazing. Just dragging in. I was looking for these fish, and he just absolutely hammered my flies. Jeez. So the emerger trick, the old lift, and oh, took the pearl tail this time. Just fat little buggers, just like that. Nice. Okay, wicked. So I changed the sides of the river because I know there has to be a couple of fish on this side, and the best way of actually taking this side on is, well, to be on this side. You can cast and mend as much as you want, but the best mend is doing it in advance of actually fishing it, and that's called just get across the damn river. It was not even waist deep. It took me about 1.5 minutes to do, and I've had 2 hits, 2 takes on my little, there's another one. Yeah, see? Whoa, 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 that almost got it, didn't it? Boy, that just jammed. That's, yeah, these fish have to be in this riffle. And I wonder if took three or four casts and had takes on 3 of them. I wonder if moving across the river was the right thing to do. Woo! Look at that thing. Yeah. Jeez. Move your feet, get across the river. Who knew? Who knew that mending with your feet's the way to go? Okay, in this case, I got the rod up because I know there's a bunch of rocks over there. And gee whiz, he's a shaking. Try to raise that above the, man, she's angry. Angry rainbow. Look at those pump, 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 pump. Japers. Just hot fish today. Absolutely crazy hot fish. But I mean, even this, it's not a lot of structure, but just the depths and the waves and the rolls of the gravel on the bottom are all current breaks, especially for insects coming down this line right in front of me here. See, I'm not ticking bottom, but I'm happy because, you know, we've had one or two fish, smaller fish, smack the surface, and that's fine. What I'm going at there is that's just a sign that the fish are active and actually looking at some of these mahogany duns, PMDs, and yellow sallies that are actually hatching. I'm going to shorten that back up a foot. I just don't want to get hung in the middle of Troutville, you know? So leave that as 3 feet to my bottom fly. There we go. That's a good fish. Saw another smudge up there. I thought, hey, go for him. It's a good fish. That'll stir up the pot, unfortunately. Come on back, bud. Ah, downstream. Over those rocks. Come on, bud. They just don't want to quit in here, man. Boy, it's just spanking mad. That's good fish. You gotta keep that rod high, avoid those rocks. Arcing up. Fold? No, I don't wanna give them those rocks. Okay, get below it, go sideways. Gorgeous fish. Jeepers. I'm just gonna walk backwards on an open wash. Big open wash like this. Try to stay below the fish. I'm keeping it upstream of me, because if he gets below you, you're gonna have to get below him again anyway. So that's the problem with gravel washes with current. It's still kicking me down here. Head up. Can I keep him up? Don't give yourself a tennis racket in the net. Woo! Gorgeous rainbow. What do you want?
Okay, let's just get in on the fish a bit.
Okay.
Even tighter.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wicked.
Beautiful. Got that.
So this run really went quite as expected. You know, we were up when we were shooting that time lapse at the start there. We were up on that bank down there. And looking in, it's all just a fine gravel wash and sand. And you could just look upstream, and as you went, there's a few pockets with rocks. I tried, nothing. You could see it the whole time we were doing the time lapse. I mean, that's 40 minutes by the time we finished. And you could see this rock just over here, right up over there. That was where this run kind of ran into. And you look up on this ripple here, and it's just this shelf here into these rocks and boulders, and it goes from about, I don't know, knee deep water, and it drops right off into about, I don't know, chest deep water. And then just all sorts of shelves, broken rocks, gravel, you know, just beautiful water. And lo and behold, you get 5 fish, and as expected, the fish are just sitting there. They need overhead protection. They need to feel comfortable. They need current, they need oxygen, they need food drifting in. That's got it. That stuff there is lower down. As the season gets on, these fish will cruise around looking for nymphs, looking for damselflies. But right now, they're gonna sit where those Sally stones on the nymphs are, the PMDs, the mahogany duns, the caddis, everything's sitting right in here, and that's where the fish are. And that whole experience, you know, it took me about 45-50 minutes to fish through the run. You know, 5 fish, a couple of really nice rainbows. You take that every day, but it does get predictable. And when you know, predictable in so much as, not that you're gonna catch everything. No, it's not what predictable is. It's predictable where the fish are most likely to be. 80% of the fish in this run are going to be in the top 30 yards for sure, and that's how it played out. And you can just see it happening on these kinds of days, and just keep that in mind when you're targeting the water.
Oh, that was cool. He was unaware of me for a long time.